Today I'm sitting down with Isak Melin, from elite bodybuilding and becoming Sweden's most hired online coach to creating a food brand from Instagram parking lot deliveries. Isak's journey looks like a huge success from the outside. But behind the medals, the companies and the discipline, there was also burnout and a complete redefinition of what health really means. In this conversation in the beautiful Spisa shop in Centro Plaza, where he's currently the marketing manager, we go beyond fitness and food into mental health, breathwork, balance, and what happens when you stop chasing more and start choosing what actually matters. This is a conversation about ambition, collapse, and building a life that truly works from the inside out.
So, you became very, very successful online. You were one of the top online coaches, right?
Yeah, I
and
was.
How did that feel then when like you said, you've been through so much hardships and you had this burnout and things were not great and you were kind of doing everything on your own and suddenly you have this success. How did that feel like? How did that taste like?
I was online all the time and I was there physical, but I wasn't there mentally. So like the more clients I got, the less time I got for myself. And it was like I made a lot of money, but I didn't have any time to use it. Mm-hmm. And you also get addicted to these cortisol levels. Like you become addicted to stress. You know it wasn't healthy, but like sugars and drugs and alcohol, it also has shown that it released dopamine that makes some people feel good about having a lot of stress in their lives.
So, but what is then nowadays, let's say the healthiest or the most optimal way to eat? Because I find it so confusing with all the different diets that are out there. Eat a lot of protein, of course, is now the trend, like protein bars and protein milk and protein this, protein that, and all the supplements we have to take. What is the best diet in your opinion?
Like my mental health increased a lot when I started to quit my work and to educate to become this, and then start to work as a personal trainer and nutritionist. But it wasn't as simple as I thought, because then you had to succeed with branding yourself and the marketing, and that was something new for me.
This episode is sponsored by Wellness by Boho, a holistic sanctuary at Boho Club offering yoga, energy therapies, and next generation treatments for mind, body, and soul.
Hello everyone, here we are in the beautiful Spisa shop in Centro Plaza, and I'm talking to Isak today. Welcome, Isak.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to talk to you and to be in this beautiful setting, because Spisa is a Swedish shop. But this looks like the set of Diary of the CEO. You have this stunning area here where you can enjoy lunch and food and drinks and even work or record a podcast. So thank you for welcoming us here, and I'm super excited to hear your story today.
I hope I can provide you with something interesting for the listeners to hear about.
More than something, because when I went through your biography, I was honestly astonished, because I already had spoken to you and I thought you're a very interesting person, but I think you have some really interesting things to share. But when people Google you, they will see fitness, food, branding. But what were you before all of that? Like, where does Isak come from? What should we know about your earliest childhood?
I would say from the beginning I was really shy. Mm-hmm. I think it was when I was 14, my teacher told my parents that Isak has finally started to take space, and I think also it was when I started to lifting weights that you increase your confidence and you got some like we say in Swedish, meat on the nose. Mm-hmm. You take more space in the room, and like when you see your body developing and you get confidence. I think back then I loved to hang out with people, just taking one day at a time and just appreciate life. It's like the end of this story today as well, but I might have got lost along the way. So a happy guy, optimistic, curious, always been curious, and I try to tell myself that I most of the time have a big heart, so that I'm always trying to be a good person.
And you are originally from Sweden?
Yes.
Born where?
In a small town like 6 miles from Gothenburg, the second largest town, named Borås. So if you tell someone that you come from Borås, people are like, that's the most rainy city in Sweden. Yeah, it rains a lot.
Yeah, I've been to Gothenburg. It's beautiful, but it was quite gray,
Yeah.
as I remember it, like Estonia. So I don't blame you for being in Marbella. Here we are in the most sunniest part of Europe, probably.
In the paradise.
Yeah, it is a paradise, and yeah, I'm really, really lucky to live here. So, but who are you today? How would you say? Because you are working here in Spisa now as the marketing director, but you didn't even study marketing.
No.
So we go back to the beginning of your story.
I think like since I'm from the beginning an educated chef, I always loved to cook. Ever since I was 4 years old, I wanted to see and learn from my mother. That was a really good, she wasn't a chef, but she was really good in cooking food, and I loved her food. So I wanted to learn how to cook as well. When you start to use social medias, when it become actual, then you had to present the food you were cooking to make people want to try it themselves. So I became better and better in taking photos. And when I started my first company, when I was 22, 23, you wanted to save some money in not hiring people to do things for you. So then you had to learn more about marketing and how to design and like the things you started to try when you were just shooting the food, but then you needed to make it reach more people. So I think like self-educated to build what do you say, to get more followers on social medias. So you had to explore and try, and when things didn't turn out the way you thought, you was still curious and tried to find a way that was better.
Yeah, just experimenting and learning, and I think this is the best experience and best school, because I haven't studied marketing or social media. I just grew into it, and I just learned by doing. I think this is the best way to learn things. And you have also quite a following also on Instagram, so I think you do know what you're doing.
We can sum it like people loves food, not only me.
No, but they must like you as well. So you had this incredible interest in food since 4 years old. That's incredible, but you also got into fitness quite early. Like you said, you were a teenager and you started to work out. So you were blending both of these worlds in a way.
It's like, I think most people that comes into the fitness life, they are being taught that it should be like rice and chicken and potato and cod and broccoli. And I went that path as well. And I thought it was supposed to be like this to get the best results. But when I quit competing in bodybuilding, I went back to my knowledge from cooking, and also I have increased my knowledge when it comes to nutrition, and I started to experiment. to do like typical Swedish dishes in a healthy way, a more nutritional value attractive way. And I realized that you can do anything if you just have an open mind and being curious and creative. So I can do a pizza or bakery or typical Swedish dishes to consist the same amount of calories and carbs and protein and fat.
So, but what is then nowadays, let's say, the best, the healthiest, or the most optimal way to eat? Because I find it so confusing with all the different diets that are out there. You know, eat a lot of protein, of course, is now the trend, like protein bars and protein milk and protein this, protein that, and all the supplements we have to take. What is the best diet in your opinion?
I had this painting at home in our kitchen that said, eat whatever makes you happy. Because for me, it's like, it's not only food that it's gonna make you perform or look in a certain way. It's more important that it makes you feel in a certain way, like you appreciate everything that you eat. And of course, you can do it in a way where you treat your body right with the right amounts of calories and things like that. But I think in the end, it comes to calories in, calories out. Like who you are requires a certain amount of calories. And if you want to lose weight or you want to gain weight, you need to eat more or less. And then you have like, I think what differs most diets is if you're eating more protein and less carbs, or more fat, less carbs, or just meat, or yeah. So I would say if you, the easiest way I would say is to combine everything, not to exclude, but to include. And like the expression says that you can eat everything, but not always. So it's like, as long as you eat things or foods that you enjoy and consist a certain way of calories, depending on who you are and what you want to achieve. I wouldn't say that there is one way that is the best way. So it's like, what is best for you? Like, if it comes to training, that you can have this exercise that works out really good for you, but then another one tries it, and because of how their body is like, it might not be optimum for them. So it's like you need to adjust the food for who you are and not to exclude the mental health in enjoying the food.
So you're not into any extreme kind of diets, are you?
No, no.
Have you ever tried any?
I think what I have tried the most is like vegan food, just to see if it would feel anything different. But I would say same. Maybe a little bit more boring, because a lot of meat and things like that brings a lot of flavors that you can't get into eating just vegetables. But of course, vegetables are also very tasteful, but I think it takes more skills to make vegetables taste better than meat. You can just fry it and it's tasting good.
And I guess we also need to adapt like ourselves to a different kind of food. I feel that, you know, the more I'm eating, let's say even chocolate, the more I'm craving for chocolate. No, the more I'm eating the broccoli, the more I'm also, my body starts to get used to broccoli and starts kind of enjoying it and craving for it more. I feel that.
But I think also that this periodical fasting, like eating during a certain time. Today I only eat once every day, so I eat a lot in the evening, like 3,300 calories. So that makes me more focused during the day, my blood sugar levels are not going up and down, because when I'm breaking this fasting, then of course my blood sugar level spikes, but then I go to bed and I don't notice when it's dropping. And when I wake up, it's steady all the way until I eat in the evening.
But you do that, like I said, you do it at certain times. You don't eat just once a day all the time. You're using this as...
I would say that I break this, or I would say when I get bored of it, because it's killing your social time.
Yeah.
You don't get the opportunity to eat with friends in the morning or for lunch, but for like 6-12 months, I think it's okay. Just a way of shocking the body. And as I said, like, there are no diet that is best for everyone. I would say there are no way that you can do your whole life and get the best results all the time.
And as I asked you before the interview as well, I'm really intrigued with the keto diet because there's so much more information about it now. And in the end, it doesn't even have to be keto. I think it's more about following your glucose levels and checking that they are not doing these up and down spikes, like you said, that just eating them once, you don't have to eat even keto, but if you limit your eating hour, it's a small hour, then your glucose won't spike so much up and down. And already, I guess that helps you to produce ketones and to burn the fat. Is that true? Or am I off a little bit?
I don't have any opinion about keto. But I would say that it would be, for me, a very boring way of living. Like, for me, carbs is the best things in the world to eat. Like a life without pizza or hamburger or lasagna. I love it. So there's, like we talked about before, that everything that is good on the paper might not be the best practical. Like people who loves pasta or carbs, and they start to eat keto, and they notice that it works for them. Like physiologically, they get results. They maybe lose weight, but their mind doesn't feel the same way because they miss carbs. So I would say that it's not black and white. So for a lot of people, keto might be the way for them, but maybe not the best for their soul.
No, I agree. I think the future of medicine and diets is going to be all personalized, and it should be. You should really know like what your body needs and what maybe vitamins you're missing. And for women, it's also totally different with our cycles and with the perimenopause and menopause. So I think it's also something that needs to be taken account. But I just feel like this is probably due to the social media that we are seeing all these viral videos and stories of this supplement, this diet works so well, this and that, and we get so confused, and we see this scientist and that scientist. So then sometimes I have to stop myself and just put it away, and otherwise I'm gonna try a different diet every day.
Yeah, that's the dangerous part with social medias, because these gurus that is popping up more and more, they get to choose what they want to show. Like, you don't get the full story, and you might see that, wow, this guy got this body that I want, and he shows that he's eating this way, but maybe we don't get to see how he train. That will affect his results in the way that makes him look like he does. And everything is not always true. So if you notice that you get more followers by doing this way, of course, if you're a businessman, you will only focus on that and present what you know that people want to see. So it's like not always the whole truth.
Yeah, like you said, maybe it's the truth for some people, but not for everyone. But let's go back to you, because you were also competing in bodybuilding and you were a champion.
Almost.
Almost. And what happened after that?
after my last competition, it was like kind of body burnout because it's so unhealthy to compete when you're pushing your body that hard and you're eating so little. So it's like your hormone levels are up and down, and you don't recognize your body. And when you're doing a lot of competitions in a certain way, your body stops to act in a way that you were used to before. So I felt that I had enough. What started as something healthy did end in a very unhealthy way. And I was like, since I can't make any money in competing at this level, if I would become a professional, yeah, maybe if I would be on the top best ones in the world, I could make money, but on that level you don't make any money. And if it's not also healthy, you don't see a reason why to continue doing it. So I kept that knowledge that I got out of it and decided to use it to help others. So like something that turned out to be something bad, I shifted it to make it something good instead.
Yeah, I think there's always some good in the bad and also some bad in the good. It's like the yin and yang, isn't it, in life? But you said you got to a burnout stage. How did you know it was a burnout? Like what happened in your life?
My stomach were a mess. It was like I had the stomach pain, and my body also started to absorb a lot of water. It was like everything was a mess. I felt like I was sick, and I know that I was lying in my bed for 3 days after the last competition, and it was like a really bad flu that I hadn't experienced before. So then you just know that I can't continue to do this.
And what did you do then? Or where do you even call if you're in this state, or who helped you?
I think I just took one day at a time to start to go back to how I ate before I started to compete. And of course I gained a lot of weight, but at some moment I stopped to gain weight, and then I came to a point where I could trying to find another way to walk in a way that I wanted to have it and to feel good at the same time. And I also started to read a lot about calories and macros, and at that time social media wasn't so big, so you didn't get influenced by Instagram influencers, so you could actually read about things that was correct and right, and get real knowledge instead of just being taught by an influencer on Instagram who maybe didn't even have an education.
Yeah, or Dr. TikTok, how they call them now.
Yeah.
Dr. TikTok told me, some girl, or
Yeah.
It's true. You can have a lot of good, valuable information, but also very misleading things and confusing. I just find it very confusing sometimes.
Yeah, that's also if you don't have any basic knowledge and you go onto social medias and listen to people, I would say it's depending on whose Instagram you get into, it will decide what will happen to you next if you start to listen to this person.
And you said you had this horrible stomach pain and you were not feeling good, like flu symptoms kind of. But did you feel anything on a mental level? How was your mental health at this point in your life?
I think I felt very empty, like you had this goal for so long time and you had some expectations about what it would bring you like satisfaction if you accomplished something or to do this, but it was like nothing at the end of that tunnel. And when you didn't have that goal, it was like, okay, what am I gonna do now? So I would say that both my physical health and my mental health was bad. So it was a very bad time in my life. Not like I was depressed or something like that, but it was, you had a belief for that long time and it didn't live up to the expectations.
So how did you find your next goal or your next purpose, or what was your next step at this point? Or did you just take time out and, like you said, you took it day by day and not kind of, maybe did you manage not to stress about it? But I think always when we're in our lowest, we always try to go back, like I want to feel good again, I want to do something good again. Like how long did that take you and what did you do about it?
I think at that time I worked at the warehouse and I really hated my work, and I was like, am I gonna do this for the rest of my life? Will I never appreciate life? And then I was like, what can I do instead of this job? And I found this education to become a personal trainer and nutritionist. I was like, hey, I have competed, I have good knowledge about training, I love to cook, and I know about nutrition. So I have all the basics that I need to become something like that. And also maybe I can start to appreciate my life even more by doing something that I love to do, to make money when I'm helping people become healthy. So I think like my mental health increased a lot when I started to quit my work and to educate to become this, and then start to work as a personal trainer and nutritionist. But it wasn't as simple as I thought, because then you had to succeed with branding yourself and the marketing, and that was something new for me.
So you basically had to become an entrepreneur and you
Exactly.
didn't even know it.
Yeah.
And no one teaches us that in school, you know, we're not built for this or made for this. And like you said, you're from Sweden, I'm from Estonia. We are a country that is telling usually people to not stand out, to be, you know, don't be too loud, don't be so crazy, don't be that, just try to fit in the norms. And then suddenly you have to stand out, because if you don't stand out and if you don't make a little bit of noise, you're not going to have clients. So how did you end up going into the entrepreneurial state of mind?
It's like I have always had easy for myself at school. Like I didn't study so much. I focused a lot on my training, but I still did good at school. So I thought like, if I at least, I thought I was pretty sharp. Don't take me for a genius. I don't see myself at that. But I thought like, if other people can start their own businesses, why can't I? Or it can't be that difficult that it seems like. But it wasn't easy. But as you say, there are no good ways in how to learn how to start your own business. So you have to try and make errors. And the first thing I did was to hire someone to take care of the economy, because I didn't know how to what to do with the recipes and what to pay to, like, taxes and things like that, because you only wanted to do the fun things. But when you become an entrepreneur and you start your own business, it comes with a lot of boring things as well. And like I always knew that I have like a diagnosis like ADHD, and the typical for people with that is that most of the time you're only doing things you enjoy. So like imported things that comes with starting a business wasn't so satisfying, and then I had to have someone to do the boring things for me.
But in the beginning, you have to do it all, like you said.
Yeah.
You are a one-man show, and that's how it goes. Like, it's the hard way to learn, but I think it's also the best way to learn, because also then you know how things work, and I think that's why also you became very successful. Also, you were one of the most hired online coaches in Sweden, correct?
And I think like how it all started was like I tried to work for some gyms in the beginning. Like I got my salary. I was supposed to get my salary, but I didn't get any clients when I was hired at gyms. I was like, how can it be so difficult? So at a certain moment in my life, in a previous relationship, we wanted to move to another town, and if I would do that, I would have no economic stability, and I know that I had only like 1,500 euros on my bank account. So if I would do this, I would have no plan B. So I think that was the key to success for me, to only have a plan A and just stick to it no matter what happened. And when you risk everything, the chances are even bigger that things turn out the way you want them to become. Like you're not in a need to stability or help from someone else, because you only have yourself. And at that moment when I started my own business, to have my own clients as my own company, there was only one way forward. And then I started to get clients, and got more and more clients. And then when I came to a point where I wanted to reach more, I realized that I can't be physical with clients, because I need to go out of my comfort zone and start to work online with people, so I can reach people in whole Sweden. So like going out of the comfort zone was the best thing that I could ever do to at the end become successful in the way I wanted to.
And to kind of also work smarter,
Yeah.
you know? And so, but is there someone who also maybe mentored you or influenced you or helped you at these times? Or were you really completely alone and had to come up with these new ideas yourself?
I would say that I was very alone, and I think it was in a way that I have chosen it myself. Like, you know, these people that says don't need help, can do it myself. I'm a typical person, because it's like I had this deep pride in myself, but I think it also was like when my parents divorced when I was 12 years old. I lived with my dad, and he was a really traditional Swedish man that was raised with this women are supposed to take care of the children and clean and cook, and the man was supposed to bring money to the house. So he wasn't so much help at home, so I had to start to be in charge of my own future, to use my cooking skills and take care of myself. And I think that developed that mentality that I can do everything myself. Not that I thought that I can do anything, but I had to have this thought that if I just put my mind on it, I can find a way to achieve what I want. So with that mentality, I had to learn everything myself, how to start a business, and how to develop.
So you were kind of independent very at a young age.
Yeah.
And I think that is true, that they say that the parents nowadays are maybe not making a favor by doing too much for the children. Of course, myself the same. Of course, I take care of my kids. I want to give them everything, but it's true. I think if you give them everything, then they don't even have to move their little finger, and they don't even have to cook or clean or anything. So there's a fine line, I guess, where to not to do too much, but also you want the kids to be independent, and then later on it becomes a home mindset that they will benefit so much of.
I think it's like I can compare it to carbs, fast carbs and slow carbs. Like everybody knows, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people knows that slow carbs are better to keep the blood sugar levels steady for a long time, but fast carbs taste better with sugars and all treats. And it's like with dopamine, but it's the same, like slow dopamine and fast dopamine, but you're feeling like with social medias, it's like fast dopamine. You're feeling good for some seconds or minutes, but then when that feeling drops, you're feeling bad again. And if you want to have long-lasting dopamine to feel good, you need to work out or doing something that is difficult, because today everything is so easy. And like you say, a lot of parents today are making their children's lives so easy. So when they are meeting difficult times in life, when they're getting older, they won't know how to react or how to act on that situation. So they will be paralyzed and just, Mom.
Yeah, Mom, where are you?
Yeah.
Or AI.
Yeah.
AI, Siri, Gemini, what are you calling them nowadays? Yeah, it's a crazy world we're living now. Who knows what will happen to this next generation? But we are still from the old school mentality. So you became very, very successful online. You were one of the top online coaches, right?
Yeah, I
And
was.
how did that feel then when like you said, you've been through so much hardships and you had this burnout and things were not great and you were kind of doing everything on your own, and suddenly you have this success. How did that feel like? How did that taste like?
I know, because it was like a pretty new coaching portal that some Danish people developed, and I was one of the first one in Sweden to work with this portal, where you got everything under one roof. You got structure on your work with the food schedules and the training templates and a chat and follow-ups, and it was easy to use. So if you had the knowledge and had this portal, it came down to who you were and how you presented yourself on social medias. And in the beginning, when I signed up for this portal, it was like, if you're doing this with us, you will get more free time, so you can work less and you can do more of what you want to do. And at the end, it was the total opposite, because I was online all the time and I was there physical, but I wasn't there mentally. So like, the more clients I got, the less time I got for myself. And it was like, I made a lot of money, but I didn't have any time to use it. And you also get addicted to these cortisol levels. Like you become addicted to stress. You know it wasn't healthy, but like sugars and drugs and alcohol, it also has shown that it released dopamine that makes some people feel good about having a lot of stress in their lives. So it becomes like an addiction, and you don't know how to get out of it, and you don't realize how unhealthy it is. And it came to one point when my father turned 70, and I was there in my body, physical, but all I could think about that day was, I need to send these schedules to my new clients tomorrow, and how am I gonna do that? Will I have time? And I was like, okay, my father is 70 and I don't know how much longer he will live, and I don't want to be offline in real life, so I miss maybe the last years of his life and regret it afterwards. So at that moment when it went as good as it can do, I was like, I can't continue to do this. So that weekend I decided to stop doing online coaching, and I told my contact person on this portal that we need to talk. I can't do this anymore. So that was, I would say, breakthrough for my mental health, to come to the realization that money isn't everything.
So if money isn't everything, then what is it that we need, or what did you need, or what were you missing at that time? And what tools, and how was your progress then with the mental health, and what was your next step?
I think like with all of the added work, I stopped focus on myself. I stopped to listen to my body, my gut feeling, and I just became a slave of numbers or my bank account. So the first thing that I told myself was to start to do something new that I had a passion for, to make every day count instead of counting the days. And it came down to write my own cookbook about cooking healthy. So since I loved cooking, and that was like therapy for me, and it was a big interest on social medias about how to cook food healthy, and I got a lot of questions years before that, like, when are you gonna drop a book about cooking? I was like, why am I gonna do that? I have never worked as a chef. Even if I was educated, I didn't work as a chef, and it's just a silly question. When are you gonna write a book about food? But then something happened in my mindset, like we talked about before with the movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey, like to say yes to life. I was like, instead of saying, why should I write a book, turned out to, why shouldn't I write a book? What's the worst thing that can happen? And I really appreciated that year that it took me to create the book, and the passion level was really high, and the reaction from people when I released it was better than I could ever imagine. So that was really satisfying, and something really different when I decided to walk out of the line and do just something that I really wanted to do. But like with everything I have done in my life, I get bored at doing something at some point.
Which is also a good thing, because our brains need something new and stimulation, and we need to grow as people, and we need different things at different ages. No, and like you said, as a teenager, working out feels good. Your hormones are racing. It's. I think it's true. Like as older we get, we start paying attention more to our mental health and more about the deeper questions. No, what is that matters? Of course, we're chasing for the money, and we need the money to survive and to succeed. But then, what is success in the end? And your idea of success must have changed like 10 times, I'm sure. Like,
yeah.
What was it like for the 13-year-old Isak? It was probably a very fit body, and a great car, and an apartment.
I think my first goal was my first real goal, like not to meet like a celebrity or something like that. it was to be on a cover on a fitness magazine. So that was like my first biggest goals, and I achieved that I think 9 years after I started to work out, but there were no satisfaction in that accomplishment. It was just empty, like I said, with the competition. But the way I see success today compared to when I was young, like you said, it has changed like 20, 30 times.
So where are you now?
Today I'm in a statement where I see that less is more. I always had this thought or idea that I need to have more to look successful in other people's eyes. But today I'm more like, I don't care what people thinks if I'm not feeling satisfied with who I am and what I'm doing. And if I can't be aware of what happens here and now, then I will never feel successful. It won't matter what I achieve if I don't realize what I have, no matter what I accomplish. So it was like a step back and start to focus on this time that the portal promised me that I would get if I would do this with them. And I started to work smarter. And I got this new way of thinking that I don't need everything to feel happy. I just need to start to appreciate the things that I already have.
So in a way it's a little bit spiritual as well, you know, appreciating the present moment and just being grateful with the little things. Did you follow any sort of maybe a religion, or did you read any books about it, or or you just came to the realization just with your own experience?
I would say that I developed my knowledge about mental health when I got burned out from another thing that we haven't talked about yet, where I thought that I would feel good if I looked in a certain way, but when I looked like someone that a lot of people in my age would dream about to look like, I still felt empty. And when I get burned out, that I told myself that will never happen to me, and then it happened. And I was like, how could this happen? What did I do wrong, and when started it to go wrong? So I took a step back and I started to read a lot about the hormone levels in the body and about how to sleep, to how to get a high quality of sleep, and about stress and about breathing in the right way. It was so much things that I have no clue about when I just focus on the fitness with eating right and training right. So it was like my world became even bigger, and you felt like you didn't know anything.
You're like a student again.
Yep.
When you thought you knew everything about training, and I've got this, I know what to eat, I know how to train, here I am on top of the world.
Yeah.
And then you still feel like, no, there's something missing.
So that was, in some way, now when I have it behind me, I can say that it was the worst thing that happened to me was the best thing that could ever happen to me. Because of that, I had to learn about these new things. And I got more open-minded, and I picked out my curious mind about learning more and how to improve. and like a new dimension of health, how you can feel even better, or why I didn't feel good when I thought that I was supposed to feel good.
So, like, what would you say to the younger Isak before the burnout? What advice would you give him?
Don't try to find success in other people's success. Like, don't compare yourself to someone else's desires, because what will make this person happy won't necessarily make you happy. And all these with social media today, and the only thing you see is all people's perfect lives and how they appreciate every day in their life, and they wouldn't want to live it in another way. And that is most of the time so false, and you need to like exclude social medias, or like take some time offline and start to listen to your gut feeling, like what makes me happy, what makes my soul sing, and how can I be in the present doing something that really feels good without compare myself to other people and their success, that obviously what their social media says makes them happy.
So, what tools did you find for that? To be more in the present, to be more mindful, to find like your new purpose?
I think the first step was to, like on Instagram, you can follow people, but you can make people not visible in your feed. So I did this at like 95% of the people I follow. So nothing comes up in my feed, so I can't see what other people are doing, and if they achieve anything, I won't know about it. So I can focus on being myself and do what I want to do, instead of seeing like, okay, like when you were a coach, you saw what, this person did this successful transformation with this client. Why can't I have so many clients that are doing this transformation? And it was like, when you get more offline, you can start to get to know yourself once again. Because like with all stimuli from outside, somewhere along the way, you lose yourself in all the things that you tell yourself it should be like to feel in a certain way. So it's like you start to go inside yourself instead of looking outside on the whole world.
Yeah, because it's like TV programs or programs. It is the programming, and social media is the same. It is programming you whether you want it or not. And like you said, you choose what you follow. So yeah, I think it's a good point, that really be aware of what you follow, what you see, because that's going to influence you so much. I think it can be good. Of course, you can find so much inspiration and ideas, but I think if you're consuming more than creating, that's, I think, where the gap is. But you also found some other tools, like you said, breathwork, and maybe a bit more being on the spiritual side. Where did you come across that, or did you have a friend, or who influenced you in that field?
It started with when I burned out. I wanted an easy way to get out of it, and at some point I think I talked to my brother about, he thought that he had a diagnosis like ADD. It ain't something that is named like that anymore. It was like a sibling to ADHD before, but now it doesn't exist anymore. And when we talked about that and his thoughts about he might have it, I was like, what if I also might have it? So I started to, or I contacted a company that would make like, I don't know the exactly word in English, but like they search for these things if you would have it. And it turned out that I had ADHD, and when I got the diagnosis, I started to read about what does that mean, why do I have it, and how makes that differ me from other people. And the big thing about ADHD is that you lack of release of the hormone dopamine. So you're looking for kicks in things that you think is funny, or in my case, I like dangerous things that gives me a kick. And I don't do things that I think is boring. And when I read about this, I came into the hormone system, and then that went over to how the breathing affects my health, and also the sleep. Like I told you that I got addicted to cortisol, and just to get to learn more about how important it is to sleep. And it's like, if you ask someone how they sleep, they say like, yeah, I get 8 hours every night, and that's good, I know. Okay, but how is your quality of the sleep? Are you getting enough of deep sleep, REM sleep, basic sleep? Do you wake up a lot of times and you get the total amount of 8 hours, but you wake up like every 30 minutes? And I think when I started to focus on how to improve my sleep, that also decreased my cortisol levels, and that increased my hormone levels, making them more stable. So after 4 months of focusing on this, people at the gym asked me, what are you doing? Because something has happened. Your body looks totally different. And they thought like I had starting using something. I was like, the only thing I'm doing is I have reduced my stress levels. I focus on my sleep, and my body reacts in a total different way. So that was like a big insight of my life. And from there I started to meditate, and I educated myself to a mindfulness instructor. And I went to this crazy retreat that is named Vipassana meditation. So you go to a place outside a small town in Sweden with 99 other people, 50 males and 50 females. And you're being at this place for 11 days, and you're not allowed to talk to anyone. You're not allowed to look in someone else's eyes. You have no electricity, no phones, or you're not able to write anything or read. The only thing you're doing these 11 days are sitting and meditating for 11 hours every day.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and when people ask me, how did that affect you? And I say, don't do it. Don't do it. I was so close to get crazy during that time.
So not for the weak ones.
No. But like when you are, you love challenges because that releases dopamine that I need. I thought it was like a competition for me. I was just supposed to do it. No one remembers a coward.
Yes.
But yeah, that was like a sidetrack because that didn't bring anything for my self-development, except from I realized how much I love to talk.
So you didn't really feel any huge benefits out of it? So you wouldn't do it again?
No.
Because I had a guest, Roslyn, and she went to a silent meditation. It was a bit different. I think they were maybe allowed to write, and there was, let's say, there was just like a silent retreat, and not maybe so strict as that one. And for her, it was a life changer that she just went more inwards and started to maybe listen to herself so much more. When she was, like you said, we're all the time looking outwards and we are so busy with our lives that really that was life changing for her. But this one, that was too much on the extreme, maybe.
Yeah, I think like the thought or like the concept might be very good, but the thing with doing this was to like take onion. When you were meditating this much, you were supposed to go deeper into the onion to get in contact with like negative cell memories, to reduce them, like reduce old traumas and things like that. But to be able to get to the next layer of the onion, you couldn't be upset or
Release the emotions, no?
yeah, and the bad thing was that you did this with other people, and when we were eating, everyone, and it was quiet because no one could talk, but I heard so many bad noises, like people on and things like, and I just felt how I get angry about that. So I didn't get deeper into the onion. So that was like the first step, to release all the anger that you had for the moment and go into older bad cell memories. So I think if I would have done it like they are usually done it in like India, they get their own room, they get the food to the room, so they don't get any external stimuli, or you don't get upset because of other people. So like the ground concept from the beginning, I think that might be a game changer for a lot of people. But doing it under these circumstances at this place in Sweden, it could be more improved.
So, but still a challenge that you overcome. So, like you said, I think everything what we do in life, there's some good. Surely you took something good out of it and learned something.
It's like we talked about before, that from everything good comes something bad, and the opposite. From everything bad, something good comes out of it. And sometimes you don't know what the good things is before, like after 5 years later. Maybe if you wouldn't have done this thing, maybe you would have done something else, and that would have turned out to something even better. So you never know.
Yeah. But you spoke about setting goals and achieving goals. Do you believe in also manifesting and attracting your goals?
The law of attraction,
Yes,
yeah,
the secret.
yeah, for sure. I think that, like with placebo, that if you believe in, let's say, there are something named pre-workout that you can buy and take before you train, it will give you more energy and focus and pump and different things. But let's say that I give you just regular sugar, and I say that this is rocket fuel. You will run and look for the weights, and you will lift heavier than you have ever done before. Like the same thing with law of attraction. I think that if you can believe in something that you really want to achieve, life or the world finds some way of attraction that brings it closer to you than it would have done if you wouldn't believe that it can happen. So I think, like, because of the things that I have achieved, did achieve at the end, happened because I believe that it could happen. But then another side of it is that you don't know what achieving these goals will brings you, how you will feel about it. Because it's like, okay, if you believe you can achieve anything, Okay, maybe you will do it, but that doesn't say that you will feel good about it. So I would say that it's dangerous to attract the wrong things.
Yeah, totally. But also maybe there's a way of like reframing your goals that I also try to do with my own. It's like you said, you put it, let's say you want to be on the cover of this magazine, great, but when you get it, you feel like, yeah, it wasn't actually as good as I thought it was going to be, but maybe to set goals that I want to feel like this fulfillment and presence, maybe with every day or maybe with these goals. So maybe also if we attached already some other kind of feeling to it, maybe that would bring us more fulfillment.
I think when it comes down to getting to know your own values, like if you can point out or know what will make you happy, then it will be easier to put these things to specific goals that will bring you this feeling that you want to feel when you achieve them. Mm-hmm. So I think like a lot of people need to take a step back, listen to their gut feeling, and like write down what will make me appreciate tomorrow even more. What will make me lose the impression of time and space, what will make my soul happy. And if you can find these things that you might have lost during growing up and being told what to do and how things are supposed to be, then you might find the things that will actually give you this happiness that you are sometimes looking for your whole life without finding, because you're looking on the wrong spaces or places.
Or the external, no? Kind of validation or happiness, like with social media as well, is the external likes or reach, or like I said, that doesn't really fill us up as we think. So what advice would you give to someone who is maybe they're younger or older, it doesn't matter, maybe they're struggling and they're also following people on social media? You said take some time off, but maybe there's like some practical tips, 3 tips that you can give someone who is struggling, or maybe they're close to burnout and maybe they cannot just quit their job and go to the jungle or India. What could they do today?
I think this is a typical advice that a lot of successful people give to other people, that if you could do anything in life, what would that be? That's like a basic rule, to think in that way. If I was supposed or was able to do anything, what would I want to do? So you get out of this bubble that you need to be at this work your whole life, but you don't have to. Another thing is like, don't trust everything on social medias. And also, like they say, the environment, how it affects us, is so much bigger than we understand. And there is like a ground rule that says, make sure that the 5 people that you hang out the most of the times are people that you'd want to be yourself. Like, be aware of how energy affects us from other people. Like, if you want to become better at the gym, okay, make sure to hang out with people that is better than you and doing something good with training. Or if you want to feel successful, hang out with people that seems themselves as successful. And if you want to become happier, make sure to hang out with 5 people that really genuinely are happy with themselves.
Yeah, I love that advice, and I always try to also be mindful of that, because I do believe also in energies, and you feel it as soon as you meet someone, you talk to someone, you step into a room, you kind of feel the energy of the place, you know. Who are these people here? What do they represent? And are the values the same? It's like you said, whether you don't think I want to be like that, you will end up somehow leveling to here or here, right?
It's like you can see these typical pictures that if you take a mold tomato and put it to a fresh tomato, the mold will go over to the other tomato. And it's the same thing in the real life. We becomes like people that affects us in a good or bad way. So it's like if you're in a toxic relationship, you will always feel bad. And there might be someone else that is the right one for you, that will make you feel good about yourself.
Yeah. So is that why you're in Marbella now? That you were trying to get away from Sweden? Or what brought you to Marbella? How did you end up here in Spisa and now doing marketing?
I would say that I have always had this feeling that I was born in the wrong country. Like we talked about before this, that you're supposed to be in a certain way in Sweden and you're not allowed to stick out. Like I know I striped one of my cars when I was 25, and when I came to another town, someone has ripped it off because no, it's not supposed to be like that. And I think like I love to travel. I've seen the whole world, not all countries, but the big things. And also when you come from a country like Sweden or Estonia, you're used to this cold weather and you understand how much the sun actually affects people's also mental health. Like people are becoming more negative when they lack out of sun and D vitamin. And just to come to a hot country where it's more sun than rain, you become happier. So I think the ground reason to switch country, to try Spain, was to get more sun, and I was so tired of hearing people complaining about the weather. So even if you're an optimistic person in the bottom and you don't care about the weather, you will be affected about everyone that always complaining about the weather. So I was like, I don't want to hear about this anymore. I want to be where people actually enjoy the important things in life, because people are starving in other countries and people complain about the weather. That's sad. So to move to Spain and Marbella was an attempt to appreciate today and the present even more, because now I know how important it is to fill your days with life. And I mean, like, as long as good can become better, you shouldn't settle down and just be satisfied with good. And then I don't talk about material things like a bigger car and a bigger bank account, but like, how can I appreciate this day even more? Maybe by eating something that I really love, and to train things at the gym that I enjoy, not just see it black and white. And the reason I ended up at Spisa was because I love challenges, and since I have developed my own skills in marketing, I wanted to see how I could use them for another company instead of my own companies. So not being in charge of everything all the time, and also for the first time in 10 years getting colleagues, because social time with others are also a really important things in mental well-being. To like not only be with yourself, but to hang out with other people, of course the right people. But I would say that usually people compared to no people, okay, I take that back. Less good people are better than no people, because we need to socialize with people or we will get and turn out to be depressed.
Yeah, we're social creatures.
Yeah, and then we can switch out the bad people to better people as long as it's people.
Yeah, or like, I also don't want to label or judge people. I just think there's your people. I always say like these are my people and these are your people. So like I think there's something for everyone, and Marbella is colorful like that. Like I said, here you can go out with a hat or you can go out with your bathrobe, and no one will look weird because there is like space for everyone here, and you can. Here, I think it's even hard to stand out because everyone here is a bit different and with their own story and with their own background, and everyone has different nationalities here and mixtures, and it's such a nice melting pot.
I think it's easier to choose who you want to be, or maybe who you actually are, without the judgment. Mm-hmm. And you can start to listen more to your gut feeling and which person will make me happier if I'm being. So that's important, I think, to zoom out sometimes, but you get stuck in front of a tree, so you miss the forest. So getting here was my way of zooming out also, to get out of old habits and create new habits that maybe will make me feel even better about myself.
And looking back now, with all the goals you've set and all the different burnouts and stages you had in your life, what is now your next goal, or what stage are you now in your life?
My next big goal is to laugh more, to of course live in the moment and appreciate today, but also to even look forward for tomorrow even more, to surround myself with people that brings me energy, not only people that I see a business advantage, like how can this person help me in a way of improving my business, and more take it like how can I just be with people, just appreciating being with them without them being able to provide me with something for my business. So it's like taking one step back and getting to know the old me again, that enjoyed a lot less than what I have now.
And Spisa, this is a stunning place. Let's also touch quickly on Spisa. Tell me about Spisa. Like someone who has never been to Spisa in Marbella, what is Spisa?
For me, as Swedish, I would say that was kind of the rescue for both me and my fiancé to feel comfortable in changing one country for another. It was like a soft start, where you could surround yourself with things that is familiar to you. You can get food that you can buy at home in Sweden, but if I would say from an objective perspective, I would say that Swedish people are usually very kind and friendly. We have a high service standard, so maybe in some places in Spain you might feel like everyone's work ethic isn't so high. Mm-hmm. Of course, it's not like that all the time and everywhere, but if you come here, you will be met by happy faces and service-minded people that wants to help you, and also it's a really peaceful environment, and you can come here to eat or work and buy groceries and just, I would say, meet other people that are focusing on develop their business. It's like, as I told you, if you want to become more successful, you should be around successful people, and I think a lot of people come here to connect. And it's like they say, it's not at the office the great ideas comes from. It's from being outside office in the other room, where I don't know what it's named in English, outside office. So here is a really prestigeless environment where you can meet other like-minded people.
But it's not only for Swedish, because like I'm Estonian and I come here also a lot, and you have other shops as well, because of course I love that you have the Swedish candy that I also know from my childhood. You have some things that I have from my country, and the Fazer chocolates that are from Finland that I love. I love these things, but I think also that you have such a lovely environment, and you have great deli foods, which I really miss sometimes in Marbella. We don't have so many deli places to have a nice lunch to go, or fresh food to take away, which I really like. And I mean, it is a lot of Swedish, but I do think since Marbella is so international, I think everyone really loves Spisa.
I think like one coach asked me, do you serve anything healthy here? Mm-hmm. And at that moment I was standing with a plate with rice and chicken. Mm-hmm. I was like, you're a coach, you see what I'm picking, and you ask if we have healthy food. Mm-hmm. No. So I think, as you said, that if you enjoy food and you like more clean food, there's options that it's easy to make it cleaner. Or if you just want to experience Swedish flavors, we have typical Swedish dishes like meatballs, and like now before Christmas it's like these small sausages that I don't think they have in Spain. So if you enjoy food, you can see a part of Sweden without going to Sweden.
Yeah, and your own brand of sausages that you've made, which I actually tried, and they were really, really, really good. We didn't even touch up on that. You've done so many things, and we're running out of time. But yeah, is there anything else you would like to share with the audience about any other life lessons that maybe we've missed, or you've had such an interesting journey from, doing bodybuilding and cooking and doing a cookbook and then being the best online coach, and you've done so many things and you've traveled extensively. Is there something we haven't touched on that you would like to talk about?
I think there might be a lot, but when it comes to the end, I think what I would like to say that if you only have one life, make sure to live that life so that you don't need another one. So make one life enough, and don't live like you have one in reserve. Don't be busy living another one's life and miss the opportunity to live your best life.
Those are very nice words to end the conversation. And yes, I think we should encourage everyone to pass by Spisa during the holiday season, and not holiday season as well, and check out this beautiful space. And you have also one in Estepona that I haven't been to yet. And I think you have some more plans of extension.
Yeah,
maybe
there might be.
Or
I would say I can say as much as we have bigger plans, and new announcements will come, I think, pretty soon about good news for some people living somewhere.
Somewhere nearby.
Cliffhanger.
So you have to follow Spisa. You can follow me as well, and Isak as well. So I'm sure we will spread the news as soon as it's public. And yeah, I'm glad to see this business doing well. And yeah, and if you haven't tried Spisa cinnamon rolls and all the nice pastries, you must come. You're missing out. So thank you, Isak, for your time and for all your knowledge and your lessons. And I'm really eager to talk to you more about nutrition as we have coffee here another day.
thank you for being able to get this opportunity to share my life story and maybe bring someone some new ideas.
For sure. Always, we can always learn. There's always so much more to learn and discover. So thank you. Thank you everyone, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you love this episode, it would mean a lot if you would subscribe to the channel or follow us on Spotify and share it with someone who might love to hear this conversation. So thank you, and I'll see you again soon.
This episode is brought to you by Sandon, a family-run furniture company with a brand new flagship store in Forum Marbella.